Hello everybody, I know my current videos don't reflect it, but I am actually finished with Lies of P now. I'm still working on guides for the bosses. I just didn't want to spam people with like 20 videos in 1 week because I really blasted through this game. But I thought it would be fun today to do a tier list of my favorite bosses in the game. Not necessarily ranked by how hard they were, but also by how cool they are at the same time. So, you know, we'll just go with it as it goes, right? But I forgot also, I did not fight some of these characters. Okay, before I begin, let me just say there will be spoilers in this video, of course, because I'm talking about all of the bosses and the story involved with them, so don't watch this if you don't want to be spoiled. First up is the Mad Donkey. At first I thought it was so cool, like why is he mad at Geppetto? What does he want to do with him? Why is he wearing a donkey head? What is going on? That being said, I think he's kind of forgettable, so I'm gonna put him in B because the fight itself is easy, but the story development around him in this moment is also just kind of interesting to me. The Parade Master, I played the demo when they first released Lies of P, and I could not get past the Parade Master. I went absolutely like psycho and kept going back and forth trying to defeat this guy. So first of all, in the full game, I'm glad they put a teleport point right in front of him because I hated running towards him every single time. Second of all, fighting him in the full game and not the demo, I actually didn't need to take 20 times, so I'm gonna put him in B. He's cool designed, he's really creepy, but I'm glad I didn't have to take 50 attempts to beat him in the full game. Next is Puppet of the Future. He's going in C. Same with the two Puppet of the Futures in the Barren Swamp. I think these guys are easy because they're so slow, but they hit hard and you don't do a lot of damage, so I don't know, I didn't really like them that much. That being said, when I first ran into the first Puppet of the Future, I was like really intimidated by him because he's so big. I was like, oh, he's gonna be hard, he's gonna be hard. He wasn't hard. The Scrapped Watchman was, I think, the only fight in Lies of P I got done my first try. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure where to put him because I think he is a little challenging. I'm gonna put him in B because I really do like his intro video too, where he's like climbing on the tower. And also his friendship with the character in the window, Toma, just seems like really sad, and it really touched my heart when I did that part of his whistle quest. Because that was where I realized, oh, you know, maybe the puppets still have some lingering feelings before they all went crazy, you know? The Survivor was the first character I really struggled with because he's so fast, and I defeated him in a way that cheesed him with the puppets by him. But I thought he was just really cool how he seemed to be regretting something. And I liked his moveset, so because he was the first challenging and cool guy, I'm putting him in A. The King's Flame Fuocho, I'm not sure if that's how you say it first of all. I think he's kind of forgettable. I know a lot of people struggled with him. I didn't think he was that bad. So I'm gonna put him in C just because it's not my favorite. I don't know, don't really have much to say about him. The Fallen Archbishop Andreas, I think really cool two phases, really gross looking guy. Not that difficult of a fight, but still overall just very interesting vibes in the cathedral for this chapter. So I'm gonna put him in B. And the Atoned is next. I actually didn't fight the Atoned because I had the Stalker pose. That being said, if I play through again, maybe I'll just fight him anyways. But yeah, I did not fight them. The Eldest of the Black Rabbit Brotherhood was definitely one of my favorite boss openings. I'm gonna put him in S. I know this fight's difficult, especially the second phase, but first of all, I love their costumes. I love their vibes. I love their masks. I also liked how this fight's kind of like a duel 1v1 kind of style, where they walk around you while they fight you one-on-one and take turns. The Spectre kind of ruins that a little bit, and I used the Spectre the whole game. That being said, I think they're one of the coolest bosses in the game, and I love the gameplay for this fight. White Lady is also getting an S. I loved her opening with the swords and all the puppets in front of a theater. Her standing up on top, I thought that was really cool. The music involved with her, also very cool. S tier boss for sure. Romeo, King of the Puppets, is also one of my favorites. He was the first boss that I like seriously struggled with. He took me probably like 10 tries at least. I don't think the first phase is that hard, although he hits hard. The second phase is just harder for me to dodge. I do love the design of both the puppet that Romeo pilots and Romeo himself. I think they both look super cool. And it was also the whole area around the boss, beautiful. This was also the point where I was beginning to get more interested in the story, just because of how Romeo and the puppet seem to be putting on a play with Geppetto in the heart, and I was like, oh, I think this is like foreshadowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this has happened before. I think it has. The Mad Clown Puppet, I hate this guy. I'm putting him in C. There's another part where you run into him on a mountain in a future chapter. I just ran right by him. I'm not fighting him again. His abilities, I think, are one of the easiest to read, but he hits hard, and he's just annoying. His design's cool, though. I don't really like clowns. He's going in C. Victor is also, I think, the only other boss that took me one attempt. I really think he seems like he would be like a bestie kind of guy if he didn't want to kill me. I'm putting him in A because that was also another moment in story where like things like really amped up, and his ending cutscene was like, oh my gosh, I was just sitting there in shock, like, well, this game is picking up, you know? I'm really glad to see some of this actually happen in cutscenes instead of reading it. And the green monster of the swamp, I know a lot of people struggled with this one too, but I didn't, and I think he's cute. So therefore, I will put him in A because he's cute. No, I'll put him in B because he's cute. And like, he gets points knocked down because he's just kind of difficult, but not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Owl Doctor, the fight itself is forgettable to me, but I really liked that he saw that Pinocchio was alive and he's like, I gotta kill you. I can't let these people live, you know? I thought he had an interesting story going on about him and how he forgot someone, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I kind of like him, so I'll put him in B because I like the story, even though the fight's forgettable. Next in story, technically, Walker of Illusion. I'm gonna do that one because he's next. The Walker of Illusions, I cheesed using a glitch in the game where you climb up the ladder and you don't take a step. He won't attack you. That being said, the music around him gives me anxiety because it's so dark. The fight is tough. I like how he splits into multiple characters and fights you. So I'm going to put him in A because I thought he was just cool. I like the vibes going on with him, but it was like way too hard of a fight. And then after you have the Corrupted Parade Master, who was just so hard to fight, honestly. I'm going to put him in A because, again, it was just a big story development moment. Having him come back corrupted alongside all the other puppets being corrupted just seems like a step up in both difficulty in the gameplay and story progression. Just things are getting darker and harder for everybody. So also very cool. The Robber Weasel, I'm going to put them in C just because I thought the fight was just eh. The story though, she was one of the bosses that when I defeated I actually felt really bad about, but I still killed her anyways. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood Part 2, I'm going to put in A because I think it's pretty similar to the first rendition of the fight, just maybe a little bit more difficult, especially if you're using a Spectre. I don't think it's that much different, so I'm gonna put it in A, still because they're one of my favorite bosses, but the fight really isn't that different. And Door Guardian, not my favorite. I don't think anybody really likes it. I don't think he's that hard. You just have to hit his left leg over and over and over and over again until he gets staggered, which is really annoying. And that's why he's going in C, just because unless you want to go absolutely crazy and just hit him with little poke damage for like 20 minutes, that's really the only way you can destroy him. So yeah, definitely I think probably one of the least well done bosses. And next, I'm pretty sure Laxasia came before the Black Cat and Red Fox. That being said, I didn't fight the Black Cat and Red Fox because I don't know. If I play the game again, I'll probably fight them because I think you get their outfits and I'd like their outfits, but at this point in chapter 11 I was like, I just want to be done with this game because I want to see what's happening. Laxasia, I think she was cool. I don't think she'd be my favorite though, so I'm gonna put her in A. I think her 2-phase cutscenes were really cool. I think her as a character is really cool and her design. I think her fight is just too hard though, especially in the second phase. She just moved too quick for me. Too quick for me to keep up, and that kind of killed a lot of the excitement having to fight her, you know, like 15 times. And Simon Monis, he's definitely going in S tier. I don't think, for me personally, the fight wasn't that difficult. It took me maybe 6 tries to defeat Simon, but the second phase with the arms reaching down from the sky and all the golden things he shoots at you, I just thought it was just so beautiful. I literally wanted to stop, literally in the middle of the fight. I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've seen in boss battle in a long time. It's just really cool. The fight itself though, I thought wasn't that bad. And then finally, the Nameless Puppet. Oh my gosh, I think I lost some marbles on this fight. It took me 21 tries, I believe, to defeat Nameless Puppet. I'm gonna put him in A. Just because he was so frustrating to me, I had to take a break from the game. But first phase, he's not that hard. Honestly, first phase, not that bad if you learn how to perfectly block. Second phase, super cool looking. Story-wise, he like really brings it all together, ties it all together. But yeah, I thought he was cool. Too tough for me, but I don't think unfair in a way that Laxasia felt for me. Nameless Puppet felt more doable and learnable than Laxasia, and I just thought he was cool. So that's my tier list. Thank you for watching. If you played Lies of P, who was your favorite and least favorite boss?